Michael Thompson lost 33 pounds of fat at age 66 with our Look Great Naked protocol. Now, Michael had a ton of questions before he got started. First, he was thinking, what can some 30-some-year-old guy teach me about losing body fat? He doesn't know the joint pain that I have, the experience in life that I have. And when Michael and I sat down, we laid out a simple step-by-step strategy that broke down the things that were holding him back from building the healthy, energetic body that he wanted for retirement. So he could help take care of his family, so he could travel the world, travel to Asia, split time between his place in the Northeast and down in Florida. And so what we did is created a handcrafted plan that fit into his schedule, that worked around the injuries and imbalances that he had, and gave him a strategic way to be able to lose body fat and build muscle, not just now, but for this next phase in his life. Now, Michael had a lot of questions before we got started. He was battling shoulder, elbow, and wrist pain. Needed to create exercises. We need to outline a program that factored in this joint pain, but also stimulated those muscles. You see, one of the most important things to do, particularly after age 50, and it just gets more important into our mid 50s, into 60, 65, and beyond, is making sure if we're losing body fat, that we are doing the right exercises with the right training tempo, with the right amount of weight, if we want to be able to build muscle, maintain it, because that is the key to staying active, to improving longevity, to not just improve your lifespan, how long you live, but improve your health span, how well you can live. And so for Michael, the focus was on joint friendly training, but that didn't mean that we just took away all the heavy weights, that we just did high reps with short rest period. No, a lot of the training that Michael did within our Power Primer protocol was focused on 6 reps, 8 reps, 10 reps with compound exercises like different forms of the squat and the deadlift and the bench press. The thing is, we did a few more things with training tempo. So we slowed down the way that he was lifting. We used pauses because this builds stability. It builds the ability to control the range of motion all the way through. So we're really maximizing the muscular contraction and creating the overall training response that he was looking for. Point being, how you train when you're 20, 30, and 40 is going to be a little bit different at 50 and 60. You don't have to throw that baby out with the bathwater and start doing water aerobics, but you need to lift with more intense, more quality, and more control to make sure that your joints are staying healthy, that you are being able to actually maximally build the tissue and grow stronger versus just trying to burn calories. And that's the mistake that so many people run into. They make their training just around trying to burn calories, and by extension, they end up losing a lot of their lean muscle tissue. And as you can see with Michael, you can see the bicep vein, you can see his shoulders, you can see his abs. He's not losing lean muscle here, he's losing body fat. And by extension of that, he is getting healthier from the inside out. He's got better blood work, better checkups with his doctor, and he has the energy to be able to do all of the things that he loves now in his late 60s. The important thing that Michael and I talked about, and that we really embedded into every aspect of his coaching program, is fitness needs to be something that improves his life, not consumes it. This means he needs flexibility with his workouts to fit multiple different locations. Some places he has access to a full gym. Sometimes it's a small apartment gym. Sometimes when he's traveling, it's going to be mostly body weight. So he needed an adaptable system that saved him the headspace, that saved him the time, and gave him a simple, strategic, straightforward way to be able to continue making progress even when life got a little bit chaotic. And also important is making sure he had nutritional flexibility. You see, any diet strategy that is so aggressive that you can't maintain it, the results aren't going to be maintainable either, right? And so Michael needed something where he could enjoy himself, where he could go out to dinner with his wife, where he could be with family, where he could travel and experience the food and the experiences, right? And if you want a plan like that, you need to have a nutrition approach that's going to be flexible, not like keto, not just carnivore, not any of these approaches where people will lose 20 or 30 pounds and then gain it right back. If you want something that's sustainable, your nutritional approach has to be maintainable. And that's what we need to be able to focus on. And that's specifically what Michael did inside of the Look Great Naked protocol. Now, the first thing that we focused on with Michael was getting him leaner. When we lose body fat, interestingly enough, many times you're going to look more muscular because you're going to have more muscle definition. But importantly, internally, we're able to improve his health, his blood work. He had less brain fog, less gut inflammation, better overall digestion, and improvements with things like insulin sensitivity, which allows some of those higher carbohydrate meals, those restaurant meals, for you to be able to not gain a bunch of fat every time you want to do something that's enjoyable. If you've ever had that experience where you go to a restaurant or you eat your favorite foods and then you step on the scale like 3 days later and it still feels like you got 4 more pounds, well, one issue Beyond the salt, beyond all the calories, is poor insulin sensitivity, where your body's going to be more likely to store those nutrients as body fat versus being able to burn it off as fuel or store it as muscle. So we focus first on getting Michael leaner, leaner and healthier, more jacked, looking great at 66. But next thing we focused on is making sure that we are eating enough. It's eating enough carbohydrates, eating enough protein, eating enough fat, where we can support healthy testosterone levels, healthy thyroid levels, so his metabolism stays rolling full throttle. You see, a big issue that so many people face when they go through a diet is they actually go too aggressive with what they do. And so your metabolism will slow down, testosterone levels will go down, and pretty soon you're smaller, so you're burning fewer calories, and you've downregulated your metabolic function even further. And so if you try to go back to eating the way that you did, that's how 80% of people end up losing weight, gaining that same amount of weight back plus a couple pounds, and they stay stuck on that yo-yo. So if you want a sustainable way, you need to do something similar to this, where we have a reboot where we're aggressively losing body fat, but we're smart enough to actually increase calories in multiple different phases where you're not compromising your hormones. You're not slowing everything down, where you're just setting yourself right back up for that boomerang. So we got leaner. And then we made sure that he had the habits and the skills and the metabolic function to stay lean. And now we're on the process of building lean muscle, which is going to support better energy levels, better functional capacity for everything else that he wants to do, better health and better longevity. And that's really the key, right? It's not about just having a training program. It's about having a training program that corresponds with your nutrition program that also factors in your lifestyle. A lot of guys get stuck in a position where they say, "Hey, I know what to do. I'm just not getting it done." And they have one training program and then they pick some in vogue nutrition plan, whether it's keto, carnivore, whatever it is, and those two aren't aligned. And so, for example, if you're training to build muscle, but then you're never eating carbohydrates, you're actually creating a lot of stress inside of your body, and it's going to compromise things like testosterone function. You're actually going to burn through lean muscle tissue instead of losing body fat and building muscle. Right. And so what we need to have is we need to have a nutrition plan. We need to have a training plan. We need to have a lifestyle that are all consistent, that are all sending your body the same exact signal. And most importantly, support, accountability. You see, there's a difference between knowing what to do and actually getting it done. For example, I know how to put money into a savings account. I know how to put money into an index fund, but you know what? I have a financial advisor. Why? Because they can do it at a much higher level than I can. And there's a big difference between doing it okay, and then doing it exceptionally well, where it creates a transformational experience, whether we're talking about wealth or we're talking about health, like Michael experienced here. So, if you want to be able to have a similar transformation, it doesn't matter if you're 30, 40, 50, 60. I've helped guys all the way from their teenage years all the way into their 70s. I've had one client as old as 85. The fact is, you can look great naked without living in the gym, but you need a proven plan. You need a proven system and something that's going to be handcrafted around your schedule, around your unique biology, and meets you where you're at so it can take you where you want to go. And if you're looking to level up, if you want to be able to have a life-changing transformation like Michael had, if you want to eliminate the guesswork on what to do, if you want to feel better, if you want to be able to be the person who goes to the beach after working your ass off to be able to pay for that vacation, and instead of covering up in a t-shirt, you're shirtless, you got some abs, you got a bicep vein, awesome. This is the coaching program for you. All you have to do from here, reach out either on Instagram or in the comments below here and say lean, and I will send you the next details for coaching. Or head over to bachperformance.com/call. That link is right below in the description. And let's set up a time to chat. I'll break down these simple steps that we need to create a life-changing transformation for you. Along the way, I'm going to handle every aspect of your programming, of your nutrition. We're going to have regular access via messenger, via voice note, and we're going to have calls each and every single month to make sure that your plan is optimized. This isn't a set it and forget it type program. I'm consistently looking at your program. I'm looking at things like blood work if you're getting it from your practitioner, where we can incorporate different things to make sure that your program is truly optimized for you. And most of all, I fully guarantee everything that we do. It's got a full money back guarantee because frankly, there's a lot of charlatans and people who are not good at what they do. Conversely, I've been a coach since 2009. I've run this business since 2013. I've helped over 3,000 guys, everyone from elite level athletes in NFL, NBA, NHL to gentlemen just like Michael, who you see below. So if it feels like you're not getting as many results as you should for the amount of effort you're putting in, let's stop wasting time. Let's not spin your wheels for another 6 months and just end up in the same exact spot you've been. Let's set up a time to chat, break down a personalized plan for you, and let's create that life changing transformation. I'll talk to you soon.